and you are watching The Dawn Show. We are live and we are local, and we're talking about Sandy Rollman, who was a fighter in the truest sense of the word. It would have been a mistake for us to just give up. The words from Robin Cohen, who was the nurse who was holding Sandy's hand during that. And you think 13 years later, after starting this foundation, and you're still fighting.
Still fighting.
And sometimes it must be a little frustrating.
Definitely. I mean, there are times when I want to run away, you know.
Heartbreaking, frustrating.
Yeah, devastating, heartbreaking. People ask me all the time, kind of, why don't you run away? You know, I remember my sister had asked me after we had lost someone recently, you know, how do you have a meeting after that? Yeah. And it's those people that make us able to do that. You know, while someone's home on hospice, she's working on getting sponsors for an event of ours, you know, so it means so much to them that's how we're able to go on, and that's why we go on.
But I have to ask you, Robin, I mean, how do you do it? I mean, my boss, John Gorjo, his wife is a nurse also at a different hospital. You're at Lankenau, and we say to him, how does your wife do this to treat cancer patients and watch them battle and not make it? Yeah. I mean, how do you get through each day, and what's your coping mechanism?
Yeah. I mean, I always say a lot of times when people are at their worst, they're really at their best. And you learn to really appreciate life when you watch that every day. And nursing is actually my easy job. Running the nonprofit is the most challenging. The nursing part I'm good with. Yeah.
Well, and I know you have to get back. You said you're a busy woman because you're getting back to Lankenau and treating patients, and trying to brainstorm to think of what you can do next to top last year. I know you have these Olympics coming up.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the Teal Olympics?
Sure. So we have Teal Leisure Olympics on August 24th. It's the first year for this event. It's at Mermaid Lake in Bluebell. And it's really leisure. There's no athletic ability required. It's fun games like horseshoes, bago, football throw, there's swimming, there's a barbecue. And teams can register right on our website, sandyovarian.org, teams of 4. And it's just going to be a fun day.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it looks like you're trying to go for a little younger audience, because of course Sandy was only 32 years old, she was married, she was going to start a family, so you're trying to educate that younger group of women as well.
Definitely.
Instead of, I know the target audience, maybe women are diagnosed generally 50 to 70-ish, but it's important to educate our younger crowds too.
Absolutely.
Are you finding that you're doing that you're reaching out to the younger women, maybe college age?
We're reaching out to everyone. I mean, anyone and everyone that will listen. Really, it's what's most important, to get the message to every woman.
And at some of these events, I mean, you're all across the region, Philadelphia, Jersey, Delaware. I mean, you have women coming from all over. And families, I imagine.
Yes, yeah. And very often after someone passes away from the disease, their families become involved with us.
And that was something that you had shared with me, that originally you didn't want to do survivor photos, much like when we think of some of the breast cancer walks that we're involved with, or we can picture that sea of pink where we have the survivor. And for a while you didn't do that. Yeah,
when we first started our run walks, we didn't take a survivor photo because we didn't want survivors to see how small a group it was. But we started taking them, and then over the years our photos, have grown in size, which has been wonderful. But there are always, every year there's always someone missing from that photo, which is heartbreaking.
And a lot of times I'm sure that's hard for everybody to think about.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
In a way, you're forging on, and you're thinking this is the inspiration for this, and they would want you to keep on going. But at some point, that's also, everybody has to cope with that. A lot of hugs and a lot of tears at some of these events.
It's incredible, though. There's so many inspirations that culminate at each event, and which is really nice to see. And you see other families going through what your family's going through. So there's a real camaraderie at all the events.
And I know one of my neighbors, Tony and Mary, they had a coworker, so they will form teams. So companies, if you have a
Right.
company that wants to get involved, sandyovarian.org, you can have your company, rally around
Right,
this
definitely.
cause and
Definitely.
have the whole office get involved. And it's fun too. I don't want to be Debbie
Yeah,
Downer here.
no.
I mean, they're fun too, and you can stay in shape, and it's active, and
Yeah.
it's a good time too.
Yeah, definitely.
What about the shoelaces? You're showing the
Oh,
shoelaces,
so,
and we showed the
so
fun
during the month
video.
of September, we do an awareness campaign, and it's really aimed at youth sports teams
Oh, here we go.
to
Little Will Smith.
to make them aware of ovarian cancer and their parents. So we provide teal shoelaces with a symptom card to everyone participating, and we just made this awareness video. My niece and nephew actually are in it; their feet are in it, just
Like,
to get
those are my
people
feet right
just to
there.
get people pumped up about the campaign. And it's a fun campaign. And the Philadelphia Union sports team, they wear the laces. So.
And do you find that you have the female athletes especially who are, supportive of you and your cause?
Definitely, and it's fun to see what the teams do with it. Very often, they'll do fundraising around it, or they'll get shirts made, and we don't know any of that until they send us the photos afterwards or the donations. So it's really neat to see what young people come up with.
Yeah, it's creative.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to tell you more about the gala coming up. You want to hear this from Robin before Robin has to get back to Lankanon, treat her patients. But Dawn Show continues right after this. We are live, we are local here on the Dawn Show. By the way, if you want to text a donation to sandyovarian.org, you can actually text in a donation if you can't be involved in one of the many events that's coming up. And there it is. So you can text TEAL 20222 and make a $10 donation. That would be awfully nice of you. It's such an important, this is beautiful for women's health. Text rates apply. Tess Brown's in my
right.
ear, our senior producer. Standard text rates apply. So Robin, take me through the next events. You've got a Phillies game Monday.
We do September 16th Phillies game, so people can.
And they're
buy-
going to win that night, I promise
They
you.
are. They need to.
We need to win. And then the gala coming up September 21st.
At the Baldwin School, yes.
And this is going to be a lot of fun. Teal bandstand, dancing, auction, wonderfully
Auction
donated
items.
auction
Yep.
items, which is
Yeah.
always a fun.
Yeah, electronic bidding, so you don't
Electronic
bid
bidding.
on your phone.
Robin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. See you tomorrow right here on the Dawn Show, 11 a.m. Have a good one.